There are very few animal species on Earth that can claim they are tough enough to have survived the extinction of the dinosaurs. The Lake Sturgeon is one of them. A prehistoric fish that big and tough should be the perfect target for a Lake Commando mission.
Oh yeah!
But are the Commandos tough enough to match wits with one of the world's only surviving dinosaurs?
I love fishing new water. The challenge is always the same. Find fish, trigger strikes. Ooh, that's a big fish. But what I really love is beating the other guy. I got a fish. This is Lake Commandos.
Sunrise in northern Minnesota. And Lake Commandos Steve Pennaz and Mitch Petrie are on the hunt for a prehistoric monster.
Now the challenge here is we may get sturgeon that are this big and we may get sturgeon that are 6-7 feet long. So I don't know if we give extra credit for the super big ones or what, but.
The mission is pretty straightforward, but tracking down and catching what is essentially a living dinosaur won't be easy.
What is late? The river looks really low.
The Commandos will concentrate on the downstream half of the Rainy River, which forms the border between Minnesota and Canada and has been the site of a sturgeon resurgence in recent years.
The challenge is going to be figuring out if these fish are holding in the holes or up on the shoals feeding. There's not a lot of boats out here. It's midweek and it's a little quiet. A lot of times I'd like to see if we could find some boats to see where the fish are concentrated. But this morning we're going to turn on the Garmin and start looking for fish.
My plan for today is to go with night crawlers. I've done some research and talked to a few people. Night crawlers on the river here seem to be very effective, and I think I'm going to go early and probably going to go all day on night crawlers. In terms of tackle, I'm going to use heavy-duty Abu Garcia rods, and these are 10.5 feet long, and I've opted for 40-pound mono over braid. With the size of the fish that we're dealing with, a little bit of stretch might be forgiving in the river. Steve and I fish a lot together, and there's always a little competition, but this is the first time where there's really something on the line. And Steve made a last-minute stop at the bait shop and has made a little bit of a change. Again, I'm sticking with night crawlers. I think night crawlers are the way to go on the Rainy River.
Hey, Mitch made a great choice in night crawlers. From everybody I've talked to, night crawlers are where it's going, but I want to try something different. I'm going to go with either a live chub or a dead chub fish near bottom. For rods today, I'm going old school. I've got some old Abu Garcia rods. They're 10 foot 6 inches. I've got some old Ambassador reels in the 7,000. These are reels that have been built for a number of years, but they built them for life. And these things have served me for a long time, and they're going back to work today. Now, this is a situation where mono really shines. You've got big fish, you've got massive head shakes. You want a little give built into your system. A 40 to 60 pound mono is perfect for this. I know a lot of guys like to fish braid here, but this is not a sensitivity type of a situation. You really want to give, and mono offers that better than any other line. We're in a 15 foot of water here. We got a trench that runs down here. It seems to be a lot of times these active fish are up shallow in the mornings feeding, and then they slide down to the holes. Yeah, what we're doing here is we're running side view right now. We're looking, you can see there's a lot of wood and stuff right off to the side here. That's probably a fish right here. These may be fish in here. So the last time I taped here was probably 10 years ago, and the changes are dramatic. Not only a lot more boats, the technology has changed. One of the great things about mapping is you can look at a river system like this or a lake system and really understand where the fish are holding. We were targeting deep holes. We were targeting the upper edges of the deep holes, looking for more active fish and fishing the edges of the holes. With the Garmin unit today, we were able to really position the boat perfectly based not only just on the sonar readings, but on the mapping packages, and it really helped out. Ah, baby sturgeon, woo!
And Steve Pennaz is on the board.
Look at that giant sturgeon, baby. If you look at the sturgeon, it's an interesting fish. You see how they got these little barbels that hang down. And it's almost like a little vacuum cleaner. They kind of, you know, they smell with that or flavor. And then this mouth actually sucks down. And the big fish, I mean, this thing will go down, you know, about this much. But, you know, it's a prehistoric fish. I mean, it really is.
Looks like a dinosaur.
The Commandos get a first look at one of the most unique fish on the planet. And as the Commandos are about to find out, these little guys have plenty of really big brothers.
Oh yeah!
How big?
Oh, it's a big one.
Lake Commandos is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Trilene, Anglers Trust Berkeley Trilene. Abu Garcia, for life. Power Pole, shallow water anchor. Swift, silent, secure. Garmin, the clearest scanning sonar images on the water. And by Plano. Lake Commandos Mitch Petrie and Steve Pennaz are on a mission to find and catch a giant prehistoric lake sturgeon on the northern border of the United States. For Mitch, this is just another chapter in a successful career in the outdoor industry. As a veteran TV producer and outdoors writer, his resume is a long one, but it does not include catching a huge lake sturgeon yet.
I've known Steve for the better part of a decade, and I've known him for most of my adult life as a professional angler and a great outdoor communicator. So to get a chance to be in the boat with Steve and fish on Lake Commandos was an awesome opportunity that I couldn't pass up.
Yeah, we just made a big move. We came down river about 3-4 miles, and there's a deep hole right next to us here. And so we've changed strategy from a shallower, more aggressive type bite to more fish that are coming out of the deeper hole. So we're holding about 20 feet of water right now. We're casting back into 24, 25. And we've got the rods pretty spread out here. Before we were up on the shallow flats. Interesting thing about the last flat was we're getting a lot of trash fish. We caught smallmouth, we caught pike, we caught a red horse, and our baits kept getting taken off there. And so we're gonna see if the deeper water is really where the key is.
What's great about sturgeon fishing is you get a bite and it's hard to differentiate whether you think it's a sturgeon or maybe something else.
Is he hammering it?
Mm-hmm. So when you pull that line and that hook sets, you don't know until you have resistance on the end how big that fish is.
Fish on.
What's that?
Is that a big one?
Yes, this is a hefty one. And really you don't know how big it is until you see it. And when I hooked into that first big one, I knew that it was something special because I couldn't move it from the very beginning.
Looks like it.
Oh yeah!
How big?
Oh, it's a big one.
Is it?
60 inches maybe?
All right. All right, Mitch. Let me get out of your way here.
I think sturgeon fishing is unique because you're targeting a fish here on the Rainy River that could be over 100 pounds. And for freshwater fish and 100 pounds, there's really nothing like it unless you go for white sturgeon out west. So the anticipation is high when you know that there's literally thousands of fish that are in the 80 to 100 pound range and they're swimming underneath your boat.
Once go under the boat, Steve. All right, let me get this out of your way. Go around the power pole. Okay, there you go. You got it? Breathing hard. That's why we're here, man.
Yeah! Get him up here. I'm afraid he wants to go by that anchor again.
All right, I'm gonna pull the anchor. I'm gonna mark our spot here. So we got it.
She's having her way with me right now. There's really nothing I can do other than enjoy the ride.
There you go. Keep her up.
This is fun. One thing I didn't expect in battling a sturgeon that was in the 60 to 80 pound range is the fact that I couldn't do anything. That fish did whatever it wanted with me. All I could do was hold on and apply steady pressure. That fish, I couldn't turn it, I couldn't move it, I couldn't do anything. I just had to wait, keep applying pressure, and eventually get the best of it. All right, there she is, Steve.
Yep, how
Come.
big? Whoa, that's bigger than I thought.
Get it in the net, my buddy.
Yes! Wow, that's a giant, dude. That is a monster.
Is the fish of a lifetime.
Ready?
I'm not gonna be able to look at the fish myself.
Oh! Look at that. Right there, baby.
Hey, guess what? My arms aren't extended either.
Wow.
Is
that cool?
yeah.
The guys finally have their hands on a true prehistoric giant. But will this be just a one-bite wonder? Or will lightning strike twice for the Lake Commandos? This segment is brought to you by Yeti Coolers. Yeti, wildly stronger, keep ice longer. On the Rainy River between Minnesota and Canada, the Lake Commandos have tracked down the first trophy Lake Sturgeon of the day.
Look at that. Woo! Whoa!
That was awesome. That was my best fishing experience ever.
You know, what's cool is we got 8 more hours to do it. Let's get back over there. We're on the spot now. We went 0.63 of a mile downstream with that fish. 0.63.
Over half a mile.
Half a mile fighting that fish.
Wow.
One of the great things about sturgeon fishing is it's really a low-tech sport. It's a hook, it's a leader, it's a swivel, and it's a sinker on a main line. Now, I've got 40-pound Berkley big game coming down to this is a 5/0 circle hook. We put 2 to 3 night crawlers on here. Depending on current, this is a 4-ounce lay flat sinker. When it's on the current, it lays flat like this so it doesn't get pushed around. You know, what we're doing is just throwing them out with the light tip rods, fishing the edge of the hole, and the bites are pretty light. It's just kind of one of these things. And the circle hooks do a great job hooking those sturgeon in that tube part of their mouth, which is very tough and allows you to land them without hurting them. So super easy rig. It's just a worm, a hook, and a sinker. Got him?
Yep, fish on.
Big one?
Yep. Just doesn't feel like a fish.
Oh, maybe you got picked up some wood or something. Go ahead and reel. It sure looked like one at first.
Yeah. You're doing this just to tire me out again, aren't you? I think it's a fish, believe it or not. I don't think it's fighting though.
It's so big. Oh yeah, it's a fish.
Oh! Oh, it's a fish. I don't think the fish knew it was caught. Okay, watch out.
I'm coming.
Coming around.
Hey, I love catching giant fish, but it was actually fun watching Mitch struggle with these fish today. The sweat running down the side of his face, him lifting on the rod without thumbing it, just having a ball, and in the moment was awesome.
That thing let me reel it all the way close to the boat, and then I could sense it, like it figured out that it was hooked. Now it knows it's hooked, and it doesn't want to budge. Oh yeah. The second fish that I caught, we had an issue where the anchor was stuck, so I was battling a large fish and the current, and I tell you what, it was a little bit like reeling in a railroad tie. Going on a little run. I didn't sign up for 2 of these bad boys. I just want to see this damn fish.
Do you see why we got this heavy equipment?
Oh yeah, this rod though is fantastic. I got total confidence in that. Whew. She does not want to come up.
Lake Commandos is brought to you by Yamaha Marine. Reliability starts here. Yeti, wildly stronger. Keep ice longer. Fraybill. Berkeley Power Bait, Fish Bite and Won't Let Go, and by Abu Garcia, for life.
Oh, man.
On the Rainy River in northern Minnesota, Lake Commando Mitch Petrie is struggling to land his second monster sturgeon of the day, and in the process, tie things up in his battle with Steve Pennaz.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get her to come up a little. Yeah, come on, here's she coming.
She's coming up, get ready.
She's gotta be close. There's only 20 feet deep here, right? Right there, huh?
It's right here. I mean, I can almost see color.
There it is. There's
Yep.
Get the net ready, buddy.
All right, here he comes, here he comes. In a little closer, turn toward me. Got him.
Got him?
We got him,
A
baby.
little smaller than the last one, maybe?
Hey. Woo. Good job, dude.
Yes.
Wow. Can you stand up here? Stand all the way up here. Look at the size of that fish. Is that a fish or what?
Wow.
Here, let's
Wow.
support the belly on that. As big as this fish is, your last one was bigger.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Not bad.
You know, fisheries like this exist across the country, and a lot of times they're in your backyard. This is the Rainy River. That's Canada, this is Minnesota, but what an amazing fishery. We came out here going Commando today and put 2 giants in the boat already.
I think I've got a personal 2-fish limit because I don't think I could do a third one like this. And there it goes. Awesome.
Got him. That's a big one. All right, it's a big one.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Number 3. Gonna jump. Gonna jump. Boom. Ooh. This is no Petrie fish, but it's a good one. Loosen the drag before he breaks me off. Look at that. He's going wild.
Which is good because we're running out of night crawlers.
Ah! This is a good fish. That current is so strong you can feel it on the line. Look at those head shakes. Nice fish, just not a giant. I got him. Yes, baby! Woo!
All right.
What a day, man.
Yeah, this is a 50-incher.
Oh yeah, it's a
All
beautiful
50,
fish.
yeah.
Look at that. Look at the size. Woohoo! Look at that. Right there. You know, these fish aren't what I'd call beautiful, but they are unique. Awesome. Like that. Ha! Epic day, young man.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
2 fish of a lifetime, a giant, and a bunch of numbers, and a beautiful day.
What's the score now?
All I know is I got more than you, but I think you've got the better one. So
I think we both win.
we're gonna call this a Pennaz wins, you win, both win, and
Everyone's a
I'm
winner.
done. Let's boogie.
Awesome.
I'm absolutely blown away.
Last fish brought to you by Big Newtons.
Yeah, exactly. And Mitch Petrie's Comedy Club. He'll be here all week.
I'm Captain George Mitchell. This is Coastal Chaos. Hey, you've heard me say it before, the position really does mean everything. Let me tell you a little bit about the Yamaha Helmmaster system. It really is a total boat control system. It's a standard helm that you can tilt up to match your comfort level, but it's also a helm that you can adjust the rate of turn. Never before have we been able to change our rate of turn. Now, our rate of turn is how many revolutions of the wheel does it take to make the engines go from one angle to all the way to the other. I can change mine from 4 to 1 to 9 to 1. 7 to 1 is my favorite though. Another one of the features that I really like is the adjustable friction. I've got mine set at medium. Now medium I like, but what I really like is as I get up into the higher speeds, and let's say I'm in a little choppy condition, the Helmmaster automatically applies a tad more friction, giving you less of a dirt bike effect, if you will. Hey, another great feature of the Helmmaster system, again, total boat control, is speed control. For me, it's paramount. When we're trolling, say we're wahoo fishing or we're dolphin fishing, presentation means everything. I've got to have those baits swimming perfectly, and I've got to have them in all sea conditions. Now, things can change, and they can change by the minute or by the turn. When you enable speed control, what you're able to do now is you can up your engine's RPM increments 50 RPMs at a time by simply using your center engine trim button. Every time I give that a little tap, 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 I come up 50 RPMs. We used to have Uncle Fred give us a little bump. Not anymore. Uncle Fred's built in. Now that's total boat control.
Coastal Chaos, tips for serious saltwater anglers.